The Lord ain't dealing with you. You can put on an act, a facade, things of that nature. That don't mean that you're part of the elect. You got to show your work, your faith by your works, like it said in James, like it says in James. You know. Go ahead.
Now them that are such we command and exhort by our Lord Yahushua Mashiach.
We exhort by our Lord, not by our own self, by what Yahushua commands. Go ahead.
That with quietness they work and eat their own bread. But ye, brethren, be not weary in well-doing. And if any man obey not our word by his epistle, note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed. Yet count him not as an enemy, but admonish him as a brother.
That's right. But you'll be casted out, like I made mention earlier. You know, but here in America, all they'll pat you on the back, give you this X amount of chances and things of that nature. The scriptures say, forgive your brother 177 times, right? But that 177 time could be that one time. It all depends on how severe it is, you know. But start back on where it said to eat quietly, his own bread, be quiet. That every man eat his own bread, quiet.
Now them that are in such we command and exhort by our Lord Yahushua by Hashem Yahushua Mashiach, that with quietness they work and eat their own bread.
In quietness they work and eat their own bread, meaning they go and study, get their shit in order, get in order, your house, your mind, all right, and eat in quietness. So you're eating this word, man. Like John was commanded to eat that robe, and it was like honey, but bitterness. Ezekiel experienced the same thing. We all experienced that. That's what it means. Go ahead.
But ye, brethren, be not weary.
But us, the ones that are working, don't be weary. Don't be weak. Keep doing it. Keep going. You're going to be built up in time. In due time, when Yahushua sees it needed, trust me, it's going to happen. Trust the word, because he says it's going to happen. Be not weary in what?
In well-doing.
In well-doing, man. This is a well-doing thing. This is a very good thing. This is the best thing that you could ever do. This thing outweighs everything that people call good in the earth, man. This is it, man. This is where it's at, man. Go ahead.
And if any man obey not our word by this epistle.
Epistle means a letter, which Paul wrote. Go ahead.
Note that man, and have no company with him, that he may be ashamed.
That's right. Real quick, let me bring this one out. Salakia. This is because it links up with that. This is Philippians 3 and 17. Brethren, be followers together of me. See? This ain't no thing that I'm just speaking out the air. This is all through the spirit of Yahweh Shai, man. It says, brethren, talking about the brotherhood, brothers, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as you have us for an example. So we're going to mark the brothers that we see, hey man, he's being diligent. Hell yeah, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Keep doing it, man. Stay strong. Right? For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you, even weeping, that they are the enemies of the cross of Yahweh HaMashiach, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly. That's who they worship. They worship their own selves. All right? Narcissism, which is heavy in this time right now, 2018, man. Proud, arrogant, pompous type individual men, women, children. And narcissism, it goes back to Satanism, man. Satanism is self-worship. Because even the devil will put on himself as being an angel of light. It says, whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Yeah, they don't mind what's going on out here. They ain't really concerned about their people. All right? They ain't presenting their bodies as a living sacrifice. They ain't really hazarding their life, man. You know? They ain't really hazarding their life. Go into your nearest city and town. Let people that know you there see you. And trust me, you're going to feel the heat at your workplaces. When you walk into a convenience store. Do that. Don't go from city to city. Don't hop from a different city to not be seen, man. Because you got guys that do that. Do the work in your city and town. You're going to see people are going to start recognizing you. And that's where you're going to have to really present your faith. You got to stand in great boldness. You know? But that's going to build you up for what's coming, man. You know? It says, who mind earthly things. You know? Talking about it. You know, they're cool with going off and things of that nature. They ain't trying to teach our people about the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Letting them know that they're going off to stop doing those wicked ways. Stop observing Christmas, all these different traditions and customs of men, you know, they're of no void. They're not of any profit to you, man. All right. Go ahead, up.
Yet count him not as an enemy.
That's right.
But admonish him as a brother.
That's right, and that's what you call admonishment. What we're doing right now. This is what you call admonishment. Because if you become an enemy, you're going to be cursed, man. Curses are going to be put on you. Because we know brothers fall out, you know, and for whatever reason, Yahweh Shai makes it that way. But Lord willing, they'll come back to their senses. For whatever they're going through, that's what they're going through. But you don't want to go there. You don't want to get to that point. You want to stay in the good graces of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai while you're still young and pure as a baby, man. Because you notice when children come up, they're happy, they're smiling. They have all the life in them, man, all the energy. But when they start being faced with reality, what happens, man? They start becoming bitter, angry. They start really feeling the stress of life. That smile don't come out as much, you know. But that's a good thing too, in a sense, because they start becoming more wise. The scriptures say a wise man scarcely smiles. But you don't want to get to that path. You don't want to get to that part where you're wandering in darkness, man. I don't know where to go now, man. You know, because you have the brothers. All it is, it takes a button away, man. You got a phone, you got computers. You know, brothers are there. We're here, man. You're not alone. Contact. You can email, text, call, whatever time it is. You know, you're not alone, but you don't want to be found being casted out. All right, because it happens, man. Go ahead. Then that's where it becomes harder. You can be like, damn, what do I do? You know, what do I got to do? I ain't got a brother to lean on. When I fall, he ain't there to help me up. It tells you that in Ecclesiastes, where two are better than one. Now, if the Spirit is dealing with you to be out there one deep, that's because Yahweh Shai is dealing with you on a higher level. But that's, you know, for whatever He has set up for you. But some brothers don't have that lot. Some brothers have to be conjoined with other brothers to continue fighting through that same cause that He's fighting for. Go ahead.
Now the Lord of peace Himself give you peace always by all means. The Lord be with you all. The salutation of Paul.
Right, so the Lord be with you all and be peace upon you. How are you going to receive peace? By Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai? In your mind, man. You're going to deal with things. You ain't going to be going off. You're going to be making rash and stupid decisions like you would in prior times in the world. You're going to sit back and really discern things, make proper discretion. You know? That's the peace that Yahweh Shai promises here on this side. It's just a peace of mind to a certain level. Because we know we have to be faced with these things and elements. And for me, coming out to the highways and byways is a release, man. This is where I find a lot of comfort. Yeah, I'm in danger. People be like, man, that's scary. They used to tell me all the time, man, that's a dangerous thing. Yeah, it is. I feel like this is home. You know what I'm saying? I feel better right here than I would at my own home, my own physical home that I do in a damn building. I mean, man, this is where it's at, man. This is the truth. And he that has an ear, let him hear. You know, that's it on there. Go to 1 Peter's 5, 1 Peter's 5 and 2. scripture in the book of Sirach. All right. First Peter 5:2. This is Sirach 51:23. Draw near unto me, you unlearned, and dwell in the house of learning. Wherefore are ye slow? And what say ye of these things? Seeing your souls are very thirsty. Why are they very thirsty? Because you don't have the truth. The truth is likened unto water, the spirit. So that's what waters you. And you bring forth fruit. You increase in the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And you also shedding that light, distributing that water unto the other brothers and listeners, man. But you're thirsty because you lack this truth. It's like in the world, now you got a lot of these females that talk about dudes, that dude's trying to holler at her or to check her out. They'll go behind his back and be like, oh, that fool's thirsty. You know? Where do they get that from? They get that from the scriptures, man. Because the scriptures talk about a woman being thirsty, and she goes to every well and every quiver. No, she opens her quiver to every arrow. Meaning that she's a hoe. She's the one that's thirsty. Men, that naturally is. We have to plant our seed. We're going to plant our seed. You know? But it says, seeing your souls are very thirsty, I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money. Because you don't have to buy this truth. Scriptures say, sell the truth and buy the truth and sell it not. You got a lot of churches, they sell books, all right, to try to motivate you and to give you instruction on how to have a better life. You ain't supposed to be using the word of God to profit, man. It says, I opened my mouth and said, buy her for yourselves without money. So how are you able to buy something without money? Present your body a living sacrifice. That's how you're increased with knowledge, man. That's how you increase in the spirit. That's how you're increased from a worldly infant embryo, right? Still a sperm in the world. All these people are still sperm at the level of a sperm, man. Now, when you come into this truth, you're reborn and you immediately start growing into a true man. These men out here that have full beards and everything like that, big old muscles and body, you know what I'm saying? Like they're still like little babies, man. They're like children, still trying to relive their life that they missed when they were fucking 18, 20 years old. Always talking about all the women that I had when I was 18. If I was your age, I'll go back. Come on, man. How old are you, 50? 48, 30? Come on, man. Grow up. Now, when you come into this truth, you ain't going to be thinking like, talking shit like that. You know? It says, put your neck under the yoke and let your soul receive instruction. She is hard at hand to find. Who is hard at hand to find? This truth, man. Anybody can open the book and read it. But you ain't going to you don't have the proper understanding. The scriptures say, get wisdom, but with all thy getting, get understanding. Some people don't have understanding. What does that mean? They're retarded. They ain't fully developed yet. So when you come into the truth, you're reborn again in the spirit. That's where you start to truly grow. That's where you truly coming into a man. It says, behold your eyes, how that I have had but little labor, and have gotten unto me much rest. You see, so this is a little labor. This ain't nothing compared to what all our forefathers been going through, which was really us. Lord willing, if I'm part of the elect, his brother's part of the elect, those men. But it was all but for a little period of time. Right? Like I said, behold your eyes, how that I have got but little labor, and have gotten unto me much rest. See? Get learning with a great sum of money, and get much gold by her. Let your soul rejoice in his mercy, and be not ashamed of his praise. So don't be ashamed of his praise. You have to praise him, glorify him. And that's part of that glorification. Like I had the brother reading 2nd Esdras chapter 2, where it said Ezra was given that charge to go into his people. He spoke to the heathen to seek out their shepherd. Openly, our Savior is being proclaimed. That's what we're doing. All right? Let your soul rejoice in his mercy, and be not ashamed of his praise. Work your work betimes, and in his time he will give you your reward. Work your work beat times, meaning many times. Do your work, man. Do what you got to do. Get on your grind. That's what they say in the world. If you don't work, you don't grind. If you don't, how does it say? If you don't grind, you don't shine. You don't eat. Some shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? If you don't work, if you don't grind, you don't shine. So this is the grinding, man. The true grinding. All right. This is the true labor. All this shit that we're doing for Esau, all this is going to be brought down. Not one stone is going to be left upon another, man. It's all for vanity. But that's part of our slavery. That's part of our condition going off. But this is where the true kingdom is being built right here. The house of David, man. All right, the Bayath Dawadah. Okay? So the brother got this other scripture.
I'm going to start at 2.
Come.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 2. Feed the flock of God, which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly.
But willingly.
Not for filthy.
But willingly feeding the flock. All right? Especially a brother that's of higher degree. That's our responsibility, is to raise a younger brother up. Willingly feeding him the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which is able to make him wise, man. See? Filthy lucre, that means like advantages and things of that nature.
Not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind, neither as being lords over God's heritage.
But of a ready mind, man. We have to always be ready on our grind. You know what I'm saying? Ready to do this work, ready to exhort, admonish, teach a brother, to lift a brother up. All right? Or when it's time to be rebuked. It all comes with one thing, man. It all comes with this ministry. We're not supposed to be in this thing to gain something off this brother or gain something off me as far as like tangible things, worldly things. This is about building each other up in the spirit, man. Believe it in the saving of the soul, like I read in Romans or Hebrews chapter 10. Saving a soul, man, a spirit that's likened unto your spirit, because we're all conjoined into one body, knitly fitted together to build up the house of David by the 12 tribes of Israel, man, the true people of the Most High. This is what it's about, man. Go ahead.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being examples to the flock.
That's right, not being lords over Yahweh Shema Shai's heritage. We're not trying to be no tyrant. You got brothers out there, so-called brothers, are tyrants over the brotherhood, man. That's not the way to be. The scriptures say the greater is he. The more humble yourself is, the greater you are. You see? The more humble you are, the greater you are. But some brothers might get it twisted. Well, he rebuked me, and he cussed me out. What you do? Doesn't mean that he's not humble, because there's a balance to everything, man. So you got some bosses, right? I know the brother can attest to this. You got bosses that their workers walk all over them because they're too lenient, man. They don't take him serious because he's not out of balance. He's just too laid back. Now, if a brother, a head of the camp, he has to be balanced. He has to be temperate in all things. All right. So when you get rebuked, that doesn't mean that he's going off. It's because it's something you did that you went off. That's part of going. But that's not being a lord over the Most High's heritage. A lord is being a complete tyrant. All right. Or being what is it? What did it say? Examples.
Examples to the flock.
Read it one more time.
Neither as being lords over God's heritage, but being examples to the flock.
But being examples to the flock and doing the work is part of that example, as I stated earlier at the beginning of the lesson, is that the importance of doing or following the Lord. It's not just saying it, speaking it, being a hearer, but being a doer of the word. All right?
When the chief shepherd shall appear, you shall receive a crown of glory.
Right, and when the chief shepherd appears, you shall receive that crown of glory. That's what I was mentioning about you want to be found doing the work. You want to be found, the spirit on you, that mark. Yahweh Shema Shai. Go ahead.
And when the chief shepherd shall appear, you ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away.
That fadeth not away. Like here, you know, these jobs, these careers, all that shit's gonna fade away. Go ahead.
Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
Yep. See, likewise, you younger, submit yourself to the elder. Now, who's saying this? Who submitted themselves unto Yahweh Shai? The apostles, right? But check it out. Right before he was crucified, who did Yahweh Shai submit himself under? The disciples, man. He washed their feet. He showed them brotherly love. You see what I'm saying? There's a balance to it all. The Lord Yahweh Shai, he said it's enough for a servant to be as his master. You see? Did not Yahweh Shai lower himself to a servant? Did not he come off his throne from the right hand of Yahweh down here? Read that part again.
Likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
You see? So who's the younger? The ones that are fairly new coming into the truth. It's not has nothing to do with worldly age. If it falls that way, the brother would be 17, comes in. Of course, he's going to be under the elder, but the elder can probably be younger than him. He's going to be submitted unto him. There's order in this thing. Let all things be done decently in order. Has nothing to do with age. Has everything to do with when you're coming into this truth. That's where the true aging process begins. Go ahead.
Yeah, all you be subject one to another, and be clothed in humility.
That's right. See, so we have to be subject to one another, man. And how do we be subject to one another? Doing the work. Fulfilling the law, statutes, commandments. You know? Speaking to one another. You know? If you receive the revelation from the word, share it with the brother. Y'all expound, talk about it. Communicate. Fellowship. Go out to the highways and the byways. Fight for the same cause. You know? Uplift Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Praise his name, man. Okay? There's some more on there. You got to increase it. Okay.
For God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble.
He gives grace unto the humble, man. And he ain't messing with no proud people. And somebody could present themselves humble, but they're really proud, man. He's got to be able to discern that. He says, he giveth grace unto the humble. All right, and that grace is going to be that crown of life. Is there more on there, or is that it right there? That was it. Okay, then let's get this one right here and end it on this. I'll let you bring it out. Go to 2 Timothy 4 and 2. And we're going to jump around real quick on that. 2 Timothy 4 and 2. Alright, man. So, this is what it's about, man. 2 Timothy 4 and 2.
2 Timothy 4 and 2. Preach the word. Be insistent in season.
Be instant.
Instant in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering.
That's right.
And doctrine.
That's right. So, like I said, preach the word. Be instant. In season and out of season, meaning in the winter, cold, or even if you're not ready to go to battle. You know what I'm saying? You're just chilling or something, and you know the Spirit set it up to where you're having to bear witness to the truth. Hey, you have to be ready, of a ready mind, man. All right. And like the brother he read, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine, because all that comes with the ministry. It's not just coming out to the highways and the byways, because you're going to do things on your own. Seek out seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You're going to be by yourself. You got to do certain things on your own. You have to rebuke yourself, exhort, admonish yourself. You see what I'm saying? Brother can't always watch you. All right, keep going.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Going to different doctrines, man, fall in a different camp. Or they may fall to their own selves. They might fall to their own selves, man. Because the scriptures say the mind is wicked above all things. You got to prove all things to the scriptures. This is the only thing that's true and faithful and pure. Go ahead.
And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables.
Yeah, lies. Go ahead.
But watch thou in all things,
But watch thou in all things,
endure affliction,
endure and afflictions.
to
Like
do,
I said, when you're out here, you're going to have to deal with certain things. But don't run, don't flee, don't fret. Have faith, believe. Know that you have to bear the indignation of the Lord, because you went off, you done wicked things in your prior life. Right? But that's you presenting your body a living sacrifice. Go ahead.
to do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
Make full proof of thy ministry, man. Don't be partial. Be well-rounded, grounded. It's like in the b-boy world. You have some guys that are just off the chain on the footwork, styles. You got some guys that are just power movers. They just do power moves. But then you have one individual, he's able to do both. He's a well-rounded b-boy. You see? And that's how it is in this truth. You don't want to be ignorant in the small or great matter. You want to, even if you don't have a full breakdown of what, certain philosophies or doctrine, but you know enough to where you can prove your point. Some brothers may get deeper into a certain topic or subject, but you know enough to where you're proving your point. You know what's up. So make full proof of your ministry. You want to be found lacking, wanting.
For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand.
That's right, and it's coming at that time. All those brothers are telling each other, the Yahushua is about to come. We're ready to be offered. Lord willing, we found that perfect and good sacrifice. Right? Go ahead.
I have fought a good fight.
That's right.
I have finished my course.
That's right. That's what we want to say that, man. Go ahead.
I have kept the faith.
That's right. That we kept the faith. You know what I'm saying? To our death, to our dying, to our death, man. Keep going.
Henceforth, there is laid upon for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day.
See? You're going to receive a crown, man. A crown of life. He's going to physically put a crown on top of you, man. You're going to be a king. That's one thing I didn't tell you about. I like wearing the Los Angeles Kings hats because it's Los Angeles means the messengers. You break it down. You don't need the angel. That's how they translate it to English. So it means the messengers, kings, kings. That's what we are. We're messengers. We're messengers, but we're the future. We're the future kings of ruling the earth, man. You know. That's what we're all going to receive, a crown of life, man. A crown, a physical crown placed on each brother, and a palm in the right hand represents peace. And a scepter. We're going to crack it upon these heathens, these Edomites, these Moabites, these Ishmaelites. We're going to crack them with that scepter, man. Okay? But like I said, I wanted to speak on the importance of doing the work and ministry and not being afraid, man. The Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear. This is what He called you to do. This is what you got to do. Keep going. There should be one more little bit more piece on it.
And not to me only, but unto all them also that love His appearing.
You see? So not just me, or not just a brother that you admire, but if you jump in, get your feet wet, right? Hey, you could be part of that number, man. Don't doubt. Don't hesitate. Just do it. Just do it. If all these subliminal messages that Esau puts out, obeying your thirst, just do it by night, all these other different slogans, right? That one applied to this ministry. Just do it. All right? Don't do it. Don't use those different subliminal messages to do wickedness. Do it. Apply it to do this ministry, man. Just do it. Do the work. Hold the faith, because you have a great reward. A reward, as we kept bringing out in certain different scriptures, man. All right? The Lord is not a God that's going to forget your labor of love that you did towards His name and His people, man. Or your people. It's a great reward, man. And it's far more than we can comprehend. There's no word that can truly describe what we're going to receive, man. And Paul, he fulfilled his lot. like all the other disciples fulfilled their lot. You want to be found those men that fulfilled their lot and that who endured to the end, then they shall be saved. The word endure means to be durable, which means to be made hard. We want to be found hard. And that's what we're doing. We're going through this to be made hard in that time of Jacob's trouble. We don't want to be found soft, naked, like the brother had mentioned. Because to be naked means you're soft, man. You could be squabbling butt naked. You ain't going to be able to think right unless you're bugged out of the head. You know what I'm saying? Because you got guys out there that really, they'll get butt naked when they fight. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to be like that. You want to be properly clothed. You want to be ready, groomed, you know, for the return of your husband, man. Yahweh Shai. So we're going to go ahead and end it with that. Y'all brothers out there, stay strong. Keep fighting. Keep pushing the truth, man. Do this thing in sincerity and truth. So we're going to end it with that. Me and the brother are going to give the salute. Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash, Shalom, Barakatam, Akim. Shalom.